What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time. The channel name is Desire is Fire. On today's good piece of news that I want to bring to you, there are a couple articles that I read over on goodnewsnetwork.org. The first one was a story about a couple who set up a flower farm around Vermont, and a couple nearby neighbors actually went and visited, and visiting with the couple that owns it and being around the flowers and everything helped them through their depression. Now, I don't personally have depression, so I don't know what it's like personally for me, but I do have a couple immediate family members in my family who do deal with it. So I know that it is very real, and I have seen some of the things that they have gone through. So it's really, really nice to hear about these things that can help people through their circumstances or through what they're dealing with in life. And one of them, they were pulling weeds and planting flowers, and that was pretty therapeutic to them. So if you haven't tried that before, if you do deal with depression, maybe that would help. Or going to a garden or something, just do something that brings you joy, that uplifts you. And that's kind of what today's video is about, which I will get to that in just a second anyway. And the second thing that I read on goodnewsnetwork.org is there is a study from a place in Sweden that actually shows that sleeping in on the weekends may actually be good for you. So if you feel guilty for sleeping in on the weekends, maybe cut yourself a little slack. If you are working really hard throughout the weekdays and getting very little sleep and you make up for it on the weekend, studies apparently show that is increasing the mortality rate when people do that. I know when I personally sleep in on Saturdays, I don't like it either because I feel very unproductive, like, oh, I could have been getting this and this and this done, or even if I didn't know what I was going to do that Saturday, I would still feel bummed out that I let so much of the day go. So if you do it, if you have to do it to catch up on sleep, or if you do end up sleeping in, just cut yourself some slack. Apparently, according to studies, that may extend your lifespan. So it's something great to always hear. And now on to the subject of today's video. As I said, kind of what I want to talk about is what brings joy in your life and making sure that you do it. A lot of people get used to their day-to-day jobs, and maybe you are already working in your passion. Maybe you are already doing what you always knew that you were going to do. And maybe you're not. Wherever you are in life, if you haven't been doing things that bring you joy, go out and do something that does. It doesn't even have to be work related. If it's after work or if it's on the weekend, whatever. Say if you feel like going to a theme park, if you feel like going out to eat somewhere that you've been thinking about, if you want to go visit family that you haven't visited for a while, or if you just enjoy visiting your family, go visit them again. Go visit with some friends. Play some video games, binge watch a show on Netflix or any other channel, or a collection of DVDs or shows that you have. Go get out in nature. Go to the mountains. Go to the ocean. There are so many things that can bring a person joy, but go do it. Don't hold yourself back. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't procrastinate, and don't think, well, I have this and this and this that I have to do. Okay, you can still get that done, but how can you do this also? Think of it, I know this sounds harsh or maybe even morbid. I'm sorry if this sounds a bit morbid for you, but if you were to die tomorrow, are you going to regret not doing this? There are some things, it might not be life or death important, but are you going to think, man, I wish I had done this that I had always wanted to do? And I wish I had visited with this person. I wish, hopefully you're not holding a grudge or anything against somebody, but what would happen if suddenly life stopped? You don't want to have any regrets. I think it's hard for everybody to not have one regret or a few regrets in one way or another, but you don't want to have any, obviously. But even with all that aside, just think of what can bring you joy. Like I said, it can be any of those things I mentioned. It can be something that I can't even think of, but that in your mind. Go do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't procrastinate. Don't come up with excuses why you can't go do it, because it's just an excuse. You can always make time. Like I said, think of it as if like this was your last chance to do it. Just go do something that brings you joy. Someone may say for example, the excuse is that you have kids and I don't right now. Okay, that's fair enough, but I can find an excuse why I can't do something just as easily as you or as anybody else can find it. But I can also find a way to do something just as easily as you can. Regardless of if you have kids, if you have so many commitments, whatever it is, I know I've talked about it before, but just get rid of any excuses that hold you back. If it's an excuse that holds you back from your goals or from doing something that you love, whatever it is, it's just an excuse. It's just kind of a little holdback kind of, but you can blow through that. Go find something that brings you joy and go do it. No matter what you have to do, just go do it. And you'll feel yourself starting to vibrate at a higher frequency. You know, just like when somebody is freshly in love, and some people or so many people can say that they can tell that they have this glow about them. There can be people that don't even know the person and they can just sense or see that they have a glow about them, and it's because they're super happy, they're full of joy, and they're vibrating at this high level of frequency. The more that you force yourself to get rid of excuses and force yourself to go do something that you like, go find joy, the easier it becomes to do that one thing and then to do more and to attract more to do, to attract more joy, to attract more good in your life, whatever you're trying for. So I challenge you all right here and now to go find something that brings you joy that you haven't done in a while. Or if you're already doing things that bring you joy and you're doing it steadily and you already know about this, then great, just keep it up. But for those of you that may not be, go do it and make it a habit. Let doubt and excuses and negativity, fear, all of that, let it fall to the side and just go do it. And you'll see how much your life can improve. If it hasn't been improving or hasn't been great already, you'll notice things just start transforming and you'll see everything just keep getting better and better and better. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Please give it a thumbs up, as I always say, if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching.